It feels like a cold December morning in July. Good morning and welcome to the conversation.
Some of us are still sweating.
We know you are sweating for a special reason. Auntie Binkwe.
She didn't take tea.
She did not take tea.
And the weather is cold.
Leave her. I said Auntie Binkwe. Leave her alone. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the conversation on Lagos Television. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. I am Ajibola Ojoshola. Unlike Adebimpe, I am not certain.
Good morning, everyone. I am Auntie Adebimpe Omotayo.
Onigele.
AKA. By the day, you just keep acquiring.
Only you. Good morning, I am Joy Olu. Welcome to the conversation.
Okay. All right. I don't know. It feels like it's going to rain some moment, and then it's just so cloudy. But I think the weather right now, nobody's complaining except Adebimpe.
It's been like that, I think, since Monday or so.
It's been
looking like it's going to rain, but, well, climate change.
Climate change. Okay, well, let's see how much of this climate change we will enjoy. And, of course, when climate change changes gear and brings other things, we should not complain. So, welcome again to the show. We do this Mondays through Fridays. And, of course, let's begin today with our news point. Where do we start from? Ondume?
Lagos, of course.
Oh, Lagos, of course. Okay, Joy.
Okay. Lagos yet to reintroduce monthly environmental sanitation. This is according to the Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources. The Lagos State government has debunked viral news on social media described as fake that the state has reintroduced the monthly environmental sanitation and will not be starting any movement restriction by the end of the month. According to the Commissioner, Tokumbo Wahab, he described the viral news as the work of mischief makers who were keen on confusing residents. He explained that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu announced on Sunday during a sanitation exercise was that the state will start a weekly community-based sensitization and awareness exercise that will involve all residents. At no time did Mr. Governor make a pronouncement that the monthly exercise and restriction will start in July or any other month for now.
There's a way fake news travels, and it travels really fast. I saw yesterday morning, some people had, done...
Yeah, someone sent it to me.
Yes, had done like, a banner or something saying that the sanitation exercise had been reintroduced and starting from July, movements will be restricted. And I'm like, when did this happen? And, we were quick to also say this before we closed yesterday that, nothing of such has happened. And government is again saying that we have not reintroduced. Even if we would, we have not. So let everybody go about their normal businesses at the end of the month.
Yes, and that is not an excuse for us not to keep our environment clean. We need to be conscious of our environment, especially in this period of cholera outbreak.
Okay. Adebimpe?
Doctor-patient ratio worsening over Japa enemy laments. The Nigerian Medical Association yesterday lamented the worsening doctor-patient ratio in the country, fueled by the continued exodus of doctors abroad, a trend now commonly known as Japa. Speaking at an interactive session with the media, the NMA president, Professor Bala Audu, pointed out that Nigeria's doctor-patient ratio had dwindled to about 1,000% less than what the World Health Organization recommended. The doctor-patient ratio is about, that was just reiterated by the NMA president. We saw this coming after COVID, when a lot of doctors relocated for greener pastures. So we envisaged it. We saw this coming.
Abimbola, is that true?
The most painful thing about this is that some of those doctors are not even practicing in those countries that they've gone to.
You can't practice immediately.
Because you also need to write their examinations. You need to also, there's a conversion that they do. And so you've left You know, somebody was analyzing this on one of the platforms, social media platforms yesterday, that if you can actually sell your property, if you can amass such huge amount of money to go and start all over in another country, why not Kuku stay here
and set up your own
and weather
clinic.
the storm and then just do the needful? But again, it's the way you say it will not be the way I say it, will not be the way another person. Some just have this belief that if I have not left Nigeria, I cannot make it. I need to go to that place. Maybe the place is not okay. Let all of us stay in the north, not together. And you know, in recent times, I've also been reading about stories, especially from the UK, where a lot of people are now beginning to complain about the NHS and saying that, you know, a lady actually posted over the weekend that if she was sick in London, she'll find money for flights to come to Nigeria to access health care before going back. So it means that there's something going on. So
they're doing it. People are coming
back here to access health care.
To Nigeria to access
So what are we
healthcare.
talking about? So if people are going there, it means that we all do not understand what is going on. It means that there's something also not right about that system as well, that everybody keeps wanting to go there. So we will continue to deal with this patient doctor ratio until it's even worse. Even the young doctors that are graduating, they're saying they're not staying. Some will tell you under the guise of I'm going abroad for masters because they want to go. So the best thing is just let's pray that we will not fall ill.
When they even go for this masters, is it that when they go there, they won't even now go to school or what?
No, many will go to school, but the thing is, especially for the UK, you can't. The UK is even better. The US
is worse. Yeah.
Is worse. You can't practice. You need to do the examination, and you don't pass easily. Especially if you are coming from some countries, they would. I don't know, but I guess at some point in time we'll be fine. You remember Mr. Adioye the other day that he came on the program that he said he had to resort to traditional medicine for his child because he could not afford to buy medication. It will get there.
And medication is quite expensive now. Very, very expensive.
Don't go there.
Don't even go there. Cough syrup that we used to buy at 250 naira.
900, 1,000.
I said we used to buy. See them. See them. They quickly. I have not landed.
Simple comprehension.
I have not landed.
It is well. It is well.
I'm using my ginger and my lemon.
Even
for
the
my
ginger
cold.
is not cheap.
No,
Aside the fact that the
not
ginger
as
is not
expensive.
cheap, it does not. If you leave it for too long, it will spoil.
Yes.
Trouble. Ha. Oh, okay. Let's take a trip to Ibadan, where University of Ibadan students are protesting hike in tuition fee and lack of electricity. According to reports, some students of the University of Ibadan occupied the institution's gate to protest against a 300% increase in their tuition fees and a lack of electricity. The students who barricaded the school's main gate, preventing vehicles from entering, were armed with placards bearing inscriptions indicating their demands. Of course, some of the students said that their hostels have been without electricity for a while, making it difficult for them to access water. So that's the biggest of the story from UI yesterday. But of course, I think late last night there were also some resolutions from the institution also agreeing to, for now, suspend the tuition fee and look at other issues that the students are complaining about. Biggest is electricity. And they also said they are paying through the noses.
The school?
Yes. And so they cannot afford not to shed electricity. So I think this is where they need to come to an agreement with the students. At some particular point in time during the day, maybe we will not give you electricity.
I think the way they ration it, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., then 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
So the students need to, again here, also realize that the school is bleeding.
You know, sometimes as students,
you will not.
we are not realistic.
We're not realistic.
Yeah.
Do they have lights in their homes?
Or when they go home, they enjoy 24-hour power supply.
You can't, you know, I mean, what you're paying, yes, maybe the fees are a bit high at 300 or over 300. Yes, let's come to an agreement as to how it can be worked on. But for the electricity problem, I beg, work with the school. I mean, you have to be reasonable here.
You know, in Nigeria, we enjoy a lot too. University education is not cheap.
It is not.
Anywhere.
It is not. It is not. It is not cheap. But, you know, we've been used to being pampered.
A wolf.
Yes. And they run belly.
It's running it now.
Don't be careful.
Okay, well, that vocal senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria had been sacked. Senator Ndume sacked as chief whip over anti-Tinubu comments. That's angle of punch, so I wouldn't know whether it's because of anti-Tinubu's comments or not. The Senate yesterday stripped Senator Ali Ndume, representing Borno South, of his role as the chief whip and replaced him with his counterpart from Borno North, Senator Tahir Monguno. Ndume's removal as the chief whip of the 10th Senate during plenary was a sequel to the request made to that effect by the National Working Committee of the APC. The development was the second time the lawmaker will be stripped of the position of a principal officer in the Senate. The 8th Senate, under the leadership of Senator Bukola Saraki, on January 10, 2017, sacked Ndume from his position as the Senate leader. The APC National Working Committee, in a letter co-signed by the National Chairman, Abdullahi Gandoje, and the National Secretary, Senator Ajibola Bashir, called for the removal of Ndume as the chief whip of the Senate. The party argued that the position meant for its members had been seriously misused by Ndume through unguarded utterances and outbursts against the federal government, particularly targeting President Bola Tinubu. Without stopping from speaking?
No. I think, so this thing can be viewed two ways. For me, part of what he said is the truth. Concerning the facts that, could it be that the president was oblivious to the facts that Nigerians are hungry? And of course, a lot of people are complaining about the hardship in the land. But the aspect where he now said some people may be shielding the president from, you know, seeing the truth, it's beginning to look like it was personal. Do you understand? So again, some of the senators also accused Senator Ndume of saying that they were kleptomaniacs. They were kleptomaniacs. And they were angry. How could he have said they were such? And so it's a case of anger from the senators and, of course, the leadership of the National Assembly. And, of course, his party had to use the National Assembly to deal with him. And then saying that, you know what, if you do not want to be a member of APC anymore, you can willingly go to other parties. But like you said, I'm not sure this will stop Ali Ndume from speaking. We've always known him to be one of the people, you know, that speaks very well on the floor of the National Assembly. But I think here the thing about it is he must be seen to be, you know, speaking about what concerns the people and not what concerns him.
But looking at it from the two angles, like you said, fine, he spoke about the plight of Nigerians and the fact that maybe Mr. President is not aware of what is facing Nigerians. And of course, he personalized some part of his message, saying that as the chief whip, he does not have the access to Mr. President.
What is he looking for, Mr. President?
And he compared the time of President Buhari with that of Obasanjo, and saying that, okay,
it is them that will always go. I mean, there's a leadership in the National Assembly.
Yes.
So you can always liaise with the leadership. Why would you want to see Mr. President as the chief whip? For what?
As a high-ranking senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Why is it wrong for him not to see him one-on-one?
As an individual, he can.
As an individual.
So why say as a chief whip, as a ranking senator?
You know, we're Nigerians. We like this our title.
Hey, he should hold his title in his bedroom.
Where's the title now? The title is gone.
The title
So if you cannot see Mr. President as the chief whip,
how will you see him as a
Maybe you see him as an individual, as a citizen of Nigeria.
Oh my.
So after him,
Oh my.
everybody can see Mr. President.
They will wait for him at the gate of Aso Rock.
Honestly, they hit him below the belt, and of course,
I'm not sure
him again.
I'm not sure he saw that coming.
Replacing him again
they
with somebody from his state.
Yes, now, so that he would not say that they took it away from his senatorial, from
district, constituency.
Let's go to hashtag. I beg. Let's leave Ndume. Because so many issues trending today, but this morning we are sticking with the news from Edo State. Yesterday, of course, the Federal High Court in Abuja had said that it was wrongful to have impeached and removed Philip Shaibu as the Deputy Governor of Edo State, and of course asked that he be returned immediately as the Deputy Governor of that state.
They play.
They play.
Forget.
Immediately, Governor Obaseki said, I mean, without wasting time, they had filed another injunction saying that maintain status quo. He cannot come back. He is gone. He is gone. Mr. Mobayo remains the duly not elected now, appointed Deputy Governor. So the dance that Philip Shaibu was dancing earlier in the day, I don't know what has happened to that dance.
And they're crying.
You know he loves to cry.
He loves to cry.
He loves to cry.
All that for free. It's not fair.
He loves to cry.
But he
shouldn't have
contested
cried.
in the primaries
Of which party?
of PDP.
Maybe the court has again ruled that he
What's
go
going
down.
on?
He's still the candidate.
He's the candidate.
Hey, God.
I beg, the more you look,
The less
the less you see. Okay. And that's our hashtag for today on the program. Those are our news points as well as the trending story today on The Conversation. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll be having our first conversation today, and it is one that, of course, from time to time, we need to take a look at some of these things, because oftentimes we also do not see the enormity of these issues. Today, we're looking at autism spectrum disorder.